Alright guys, I got a new one here for you. It's a new project car. If you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know that I mentioned a BMW 330i ZHP that I own. This is actually a different one, so I just picked this one up. This one needs a lot of work. As you can see, it's missing the front bumper. I don't know if you can see, unfortunately the front wheels are kind of bowed in. It's got some camber on both sides. You can see a dent. So this car was obviously in an accident. The previous owner accidentally ran over, I think, a median of some sort. So unfortunately, it's got some damage, and it definitely needs some work. It was actually a little more work than I actually anticipated because I didn't realize he hit it so hard. So when I arrived to look at the car, all the tires were flat, but you could see, like, I think one wheel had a bend in it, but all the other ones kind of looked fine. So I thought, okay, maybe they just got hit and they just got debeaded off the rim. So when I went to go pick up the car, I was taking the wheels off to put these wheels on so that I could at least move it. And what ended up happening was all of them were dented pretty badly. So I will say I was a little concerned, but obviously I did know the front was in somewhat bad shape. But one thing about these BMWs is, let me show you real quick here. These shock towers are actually kind of known to mushroom out. So I figured that, when it got damaged, that, these definitely got mushroomed out. This one got more. It seemed like the driver's side got the brunt of it, but this is pretty, this is unfortunately kind of bad here. I'm gonna have to see how I can fix these, but I think there is a procedure to fix them. I just don't know how bad these are. I don't know if I'm gonna have to get a new shock tower welded in. So hopefully I don't, but as I said, if you look at the wheels, you can see that the wheels are, they have camber when they don't have camber plates. So you can see here, this is straight. So then also one other thing that I noticed, which I guess I'll dig deeper in. So I took some of the stuff out of here, but you can see I'm OCD, so I'm going to clean all of this up. I've already started taking out some of these things, but this will give you a little idea of what I'm working with here. So I'm about to take out the inner trunk lining, but I noticed these two things. So when I was hauling the car, I noticed the back end was bouncing a lot more than I expected it to. So I was a little nervous. So I'm gonna see what the shock towers look like back here. But if you can see here, right up over here, the the shock is actually sticking through, and I'm hoping that the shock towers did not rip. So you can see up here too, right up over there, the shock tower, the shock pierced the interior. So I'm going to take a look at that. Hopefully it's nothing major, but if I have to get them welded as well, not something I was hoping for, but I guess we will see. But I'll give you a quick look here. So the airbags that deployed are the head airbag for the passenger side, which was a little surprised. I guess maybe the passenger side got the worst of it, and then obviously the door airbag popped as well. Those are the only two airbags that have popped. And I'll just give you a quick look in the interior here. It just mainly needs a good cleaning. You can see it's just dirty. This car, I think, has at least 200 and let's check it right now. I think it's got like either 210 or 218,000 miles on it. So let's see what it has here. It's a higher mileage car, so 218,000 miles. Obviously, BMWs and older cars, when they get older, they end up needing a lot of work. So overall, I mean, the car seems like it will be able to clean up fairly easily. I took the floor mats out. It actually had BMW all-weather mats, which were kind of cool. But my plan is I'm going to actually take out all the interior and give it a good scrubbing. And I'm probably going to convert it to black. I'm not a fan of the blue or / gray. This vent here is broken, so I'll change that. I'm planning to upgrade the stereo. The nice thing about these E46s is there's two companies that make aftermarket radios that puts new technology into them. So we obviously Bluetooth and streaming service and all that stuff. So I'm gonna get that, and then I'm gonna get the BSW speakers to upgrade the speakers. The speakers obviously they're old. They weren't even that great from the factory anyway. So yeah. So this kind of gives you a general idea. It looks like the steering wheel was recovered, which is pretty cool, and it feels like it was the covers put on the old one, so it gives it actually a beefier feeling. So this is the ZHP model, so it actually came with the M3 steering wheel, and also you can kind of see the faux carbon fiber trim here. That's unique to the ZHP, but I'll get more into that as I make more videos. I'm gonna make a ZHP specific video in the coming weeks and months, but just wanted to kind of give you a general idea of what we're working with here. Overall, I mean, the paint this is loose here. I'll have to try to fix that or do something, but ultimately I'm going to get it painted, and I need to find out what's going on here. Like I said, I'm going to try to fix everything and make it looking much better, and just breathe some life into it. But I'm planning a full restoration. Like, I got the full suspension. Nice thing about it is, I will say, the previous owner and the owner prior to him actually put in a lot of work. I'm going to clean this up, but they put in a lot of work, but there's still a decent amount that still needs to be done. I'm going to clean up the whole engine bay and fix everything. I'm going to change the radiator. I'm going to do a lot of work to it. I mean, ultimately I am going to drop the engine out of it and replace everything. This won't be a car that I probably will drive anytime soon while I'm working on it, but ultimately with a car with 218,000 miles, you really want to tear it apart and change everything. Otherwise, you're going to be hunting and redoing things over and over again. With a car this age, it's just best to replace everything at once and just be done with it. And honestly, with the engine, I mean, I'm actually I got a spare ZHP engine. I'm just going to get that rebuilt, and then I'll throw it in here, and then take this one out, and then get this one rebuilt. But yeah, these engines are old, and one common issue with these is they use different kinds of piston rings that were trying to help get more horsepower, but ultimately what it ended up doing was, the way that they're designed, it actually burns a lot of oil. So not the best. The piston rings that were actually the best designed were actually the early model M52 TU piston rings, which when I rebuild the engine, I'm going to put those ones in there. So yeah, like this engine for the ZHP is it's a slightly modified over the stock 330 3-liter engine. It just has 10 more horsepower, which they claim. Apparently it's got like a little higher compression pistons, I believe. Camshafts are a little hotter, and I know that the piston rings were a little bit different, and honestly, it's tuning. Other than that, there's really not much difference between this and the regular 330. It's a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder. So back in the day, I mean, even back in the day, compared to like the G35 and the the 350Z and several Honda Accords and all that, the BMW actually didn't make that much horsepower compared to those. Like during the time, the 2003 Honda Accord that came out, it had a 3-liter V6 making 240 horsepower. So even the automatic, so it technically made more horsepower during the time. So horsepower wise, this car wasn't spectacular, but I think for what it is it's definitely unique. And then also one other kind of cool thing is, you could get a performance package on a regular 330i of the time, but you could get a 6-speed. So this is a 6-speed manual. You could not get a 5-speed manual in the ZHP. It was either an automatic or a 6-speed manual. So that's one thing that's kind of unique to these cars. But as I said, you could get a performance package on a non-ZHP and still get the 6-speed. So yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick rundown. I mean, it obviously needs work. It needs some cleaning up. Obviously, got these things. I'm gonna put in some effort into this car. But I think ultimately what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna redo the interior first. Exterior is gonna be last. I'm going to paint it Laguna Seca blue. So stay tuned for updates. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one.